What's up, horror fans? It's Danny from the Lasso Cast, along with
Charlotte.
And I have a question for you. What's 2x plus y squared?
Vocabulary sources.
Well, my M3 genetic android child just crapped out doing math. Get up.
Yeah.
We just saw M3GAN. Wait, no.
3GAN!
We just saw M3GAN. And we are going to talk about what we felt about it. And we're going to give some spoilers. So if you have not seen M3GAN, probably go see
Pause this video.
And then come back.
Watch it.
And
come back.
Yeah. What did you think of M3GAN?
I can't decide if I loved it, hated it, I don't know. It's like a...
What was the last thing you just said?
Like, between...
Oh, it. Okay.
Like, it. It's like a love-hate relationship. Like, it was an okay movie, but just, like, all the characters were stupid. I just want to talk about Gemma. Well, if Gemma ever comes back, I will hate myself for the rest of my life.
M3GAN is directed by Gerard Johnstone. I love his first movie, Housebound. Joe Bob played this on The Last Drive-In. It is a super fun Aussie comedy horror, kind of haunted house style, really fun. And this movie is based on a story by James Wan. And it's written by Akilah Cooper, who also wrote *Malignant*. And when you get James Wan and Akilah Cooper, the story and screenwriting pair from *Malignant*, you're going to get stupid fun. And I think that's the best way to describe this movie. It's stupid fun. I was a little let down by this movie.
Me too.
But what I will say is, as a horror fan, we know that usually horror movies that come out in early January are the doggiest of dog shit.
I just realized if I go put my eyebrows like this,
like, I'm thinking
I look like Katie.
The remake of The Grudge, and I'm not talking Sarah Michelle Gellar's The Grudge, like the second remake of The Grudge.
Sarah Michelle Gellar was in The Grudge.
I'm thinking like all of these awful horror movies that come out in that first week of January that people go to because there's nothing else to see, and they're terrible. This is so much better than that. And I'm going to tell you something else. Did you notice our movie theater?
Yes.
What about it?
It was really crowded.
It was packed out. This movie is going to make bank, and it is going to have a sequel. I even said to Charlotte, it's not a matter of if, it is a matter of when M3GAN 2 comes out. And here's my biggest thing. Yes, I'm saying the movie is stupid fun. I'm saying it's kind of Charlotte even has mixed opinions about it. But when M3GAN 2 comes out,
I will see it. Not because I love the movie, because I want to see what they do with it. I want to see where they take a broken down M3GAN, ripped apart.
Well, spoilers. Apart. Yes, we did say spoilers.
Yeah, sorry. Ripped to pieces with like no face, either built back together like Child's Play 2.
Ooh.
Or I actually had an idea for like a post-credit scene if they had it, which they should have.
There is no post-credit scene.
There is none. Because at the end, you can see the little Alexa-looking thing.
M3GAN, be quiet.
Alexa, stop. Sorry. You can see it like turn its like little head, and I was thinking like M3GAN, like body or spirit or whatever, went into that.
I think it did. I think that's the whole idea. But I'm glad you brought up Child's Play, because this movie is going to remind a lot of people. Look, it's a killer doll movie.
Yeah.
Every killer doll movie
relies on Chucky.
Is inevitably a Child's Play clone. What I will say, I'm one of the few people that will admit to liking the 2019 Child's Play remake.
I never watched it.
I don't think it's as good as the original movie or the best of the original series, Child's Play. But
no, I'm talking about it would be better than that.
But M3GAN takes a lot of the ideas off of the Child's Play remake. And if you like M3GAN, you should probably give the Child's Play remake a chance. Because another criticism, and I don't agree with this criticism, did you think that... So this movie was PG-13. And the Child's Play remake was rated R and had a lot of really good gore. And I've seen some critics, as usual, when you get a PG-13 horror movie, complain that it's a PG-13 horror movie, it's not gory enough, it doesn't have enough scares.
They had blood in the elevator. That was pretty good.
I thought for a PG-13 horror movie in early January, it was fine. Never did I say to myself, I needed more gore. In this movie, I really didn't.
I mean, there's a few horror movies where I was like...
They show a scene where M3GAN grabs a kid's ear and, like, rips it off.
There's a scene where they open an elevator and it's just two bloody, like, open dead bodies.
Yeah. Like, I really didn't... Like, the gore factor in this movie, like, that is not a detriment. The issues... If
you watch the last, like, 10 minutes of the movie, it's pretty gory.
Well, the last 10 minutes are also a robot fight.
Robot fight!
Yeah. But my biggest issues with this movie, and I believe Charlotte agrees with me, the characters in this movie are just bad. It's not, I don't know if it's the...
Gemma!
I don't know if it's the acting, or if it's the writing, or if it's a combination of the two. But it just doesn't work. And I like Allison Williams. I love Violet McGraw. I loved her in Haunting of Hill House. I loved her in her little bit of Dr. Sleep. But
you're trying to
the movie,
Katie?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Gemma.
Well, Gemma was played by Allison Williams.
Oh, okay.
The movie starts, and you see this in the trailer. You know this. You know, obviously we said spoilers, but you know this. That Katie, the little girl, her parents die in a car crash, and she goes to live with her aunt, Allison Williams, Gemma, who works for this high-tech toy company that is manufacturing...
It's like they're living in, 2027.
But, so here's the thing. We find out later on in the movie that all of this has happened. This entire movie takes place from the car crash that kills her parents to the climax of the film is all in about 2 months.
Wait, really?
Yeah, remember she's like, my parents died in a crash 2 months ago.
Oh, I just know that her parents died in a crash.
My biggest issue is that they present this girl who they say is 9 years old, and she has almost no emotional response to her mother and father dying. There's one scene in the movie where she cries about her parents, and it felt artificial to set up a M3GAN scene.
Yeah.
And the worst part of this is, as Charlotte said, is Gemma, played by Allison Williams, who, for the first 15, 20 minutes of the movie, you don't even know the connection between her and Katie. You know that
these two
you don't know, we find out later that it was her sister. Katie is her sister's daughter. But, I have a sister who lives far away. We don't see each other too much. If my sister tragically died in a terrible car accident, I would be heartbroken. I wouldn't just be, she's in, it almost feels like she's inconvenienced.
Gemma doesn't care. There wasn't even a funeral for either parent.
It's just the car crash happens, and then Katie goes home with her aunt. And there's never one scene that shows Gemma having any remorse about her sister's death, any genuine emotion. It's an inconvenience to her because she needs to get back to work on M3GAN. And you just want to, like... And it got to a point where I really just needed M3GAN to kill everybody.
Okay, wait. There was a one point when they were in the room, and she took M3GAN away from her, and little Miss Katie, little brat... Really? The bad cat? Put it down.
She's not a bad.
She slapped her right in the face, and she went, okay, Katie, I know.
Yeah.
I know it's upsetting, but...
Katie, the 9-year-old.
Like, bro, I would ground her, or at least, like, I don't know what I would do.
I
wouldn't say...
Have I ever hit you?
No.
Okay, good. I'm glad she admitted that on camera. But, like, I've never spanked her. I've never hit her.
I hope
aside from, like, doing wrestling moves on each other.
Yeah, that's
like,
it.
I've never hit you. If you smacked me in the face, like, genuinely, like, angrily, I would
fake slap you before.
I wouldn't hit you, but I sure as hell would not be like, now, Charlotte, what's wrong?
Oh my god, if you did that, I would start bursting out laughing.
Yeah.
I'm like, who are you?
This movie made me pine for, like, the foster care system. That's how. Yeah, I was like, wow.
This movie is teaching
this kid needs a foster home because she can't live with this aunt. And
like, go live with your grandparents. That would have been a better movie.
Yeah. There also, like, there's a next door neighbor who is, like, put in the movie to be, like, the bitchy next door neighbor.
The dog.
But Gemma's completely in the wrong. Like, she has a hole in her fence. So the dog next door keeps going through the hole in Gemma's fence.
Isn't that right, baby?
She keeps complaining about the dog. Fix the goddamn hole in your fence, and then...
You work on robots. You can't fix it.
It's 2023, and we're going to be okay with, like, robots killing animals in movie. Now, that doesn't happen on screen, but M3GAN still kills the dog.
99.9% possible. Probably.
Look,
The 0 one.
M3GAN herself is freaking amazing. Amy Donald does the body, Jenna Davis does the voice, and M3GAN as a character is fantastic. I loved M3GAN as a character. I hated everybody else. And so I was rooting for M3GAN to kill everyone. And when I say everyone, yeah, I meant everyone. I would have been perfectly fine with M3GAN killing everyone in this movie and then coming back in a sequel.
Am I the only one who kind of like Tess? Does anybody remember Tess?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Tess was the lady who was in the explosion with that dude.
Oh, her two partners?
Yeah, I mean, she wasn't really a character, but, like, she was okay. She, like, stood up for people.
I feel like we're being...
And, like, when she came out of the car at the end, I was like, she's alive.
Look, we're being a little critical.
Yes.
We're kind of being a lot critical.
Very critical.
But when you break it down, here's the bottom line. This movie is... it's going to be a monster hit. Our theater, Friday night, 7:20 show, packed. Even the seats towards the front of the screen. We're talking like full house. This movie is going to make a lot of money.
It had quite a lot of jump scares.
Yes, this movie is going to make a sequel. It's a guarantee.
No ifs, buts.
Yes. Movies movies like this that come out in January that make this much money, and it's going to make a lot of money, are going to get sequels. And we both said, despite all of our criticisms, despite all the annoying characters and bad emotional characters, we're going to probably go see the sequel. Because
see what happens.
At the end of the day...
Like, you can't call it M3GAN 2 if M3GAN's not going to be in it.
I agree with you. Here's the thing. If this movie came out in the middle of the summer,
M3GAN 2.0.
or if this was a big time October release for like Halloween season, I'd be scathing right now, and I would give this a very negative review because context matters. Because it's January 6th, as of recording this, because the movie just came out and because it's 90 minutes from door to door, and it was fun enough, and we laughed and we had a good time in the theater, and the theater was packed.
And Branson was in the movie.
I'm willing to give,
He's the kid
despite the negatives, I'm willing to give it a pass and say I think general audiences will really like it.
If this was a test, I don't
think most audience members are going to go into this movie expecting any level of character development. Maybe I'm just being ridiculous. Maybe Charlotte's being ridiculous.
Because I'm just thinking of Gemma.
Yeah, maybe we're just being a little too hypercritical because we, I don't know, expect characters to show emotion when people die in their lives. I don't know. But aside from our nitpicking and our complaints... She didn't even look
scared when she was getting attacked by Megan. She's like...
Yeah. I would still recommend it because it's a 90-minute fun movie, and the title character is freaking great.
The only good character.
The only good character. So, go see M3GAN. Let us know what you think. It's a stupid, fun January horror movie. Is this going to be in my top 10 of 2023? I hope not.
Hell nah.
God. I really hope not. Speaking of top 10s, Pete and I are working on our top 10s right now. And in about a week and a half, we're going to come to you with our top 10 of 2022. Woo! We're also going to be reviewing the Mayfair Witches on AMC. And we just posted reviews of the Evil Dead Rise trailer and new on Shudder, Lake Mungo, one of Mike Flanagan's favorite horror movies. So check all of those videos out. Give us a subscribe, and we will see you very soon. M3GAN.